Hi everyone. Hi everyone. That's great. Okay. So my name is Hanako. I think that some of you may know me because I've been doing this since 2016. So I'm always happy to help you out, and this is my favorite event at the radio. So let's start it, and this is my partner today, Jess.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess Fry. I probably don't know any of you. You don't know me. I am brand new here at Wave Hill. I'm the new senior horticultural interpreter. I'm going to kick things off right now by showing you all of our lovely supplies. If you have purchased some greens from the gift shop or plan to, all the greens I'm going to show you are the same ones you can get. First off, we have a lovely magnolia. We have some hollies, which have these really nice red berries on them. And all of these I'll mention are evergreen. So they will remain green throughout the winter. You can see them on site here. We have a boxwood here. We have a variety of junipers and cedars that have like really great foliage here. Some of the junipers have the typical blue cones, which people think are berries. They're actually cones. We have a holly tea leaf, which is not holly, but the leaves resemble a holly. We have a conifer, which is very unique looking. You can see this in the conifer slope. And we also have a California incense cedar, which has these really cute with a little beige yellow flower buds. And you can see all of these evergreens on site here at Wave Hill. We harvested all these from Wave Hill. You can see them on conifer slope in shape order or in front of Glendor Gallery. Other things that we have that we're going to be using are pine cones. We have some ornaments, a variety of sizes. We have some little crafty items, some sparkly things. For tying items together, you can use raffia, or if you have floral wire, any sort of wire. If you're at home and you don't have any of these professional supplies, you can use twisty ties, which you can get from breads that you buy, anything like that. They work perfect to attach things, any twine, yarn, string, whatever you want. For cutting things, we have pruners, scissors, yeah, and wire cutters for the wire, some scissors that will work on both the plant material but also our ribbon, which we will get to later. And that's it. We have a lot going on here. Yeah. And we have different type of vase, which is right here. It's a grapevine. You can get it at a craft shop for sure. And I also made instant dogwood twig. I just spread this around. Well, I will tell you what to do with this, but this is all natural. I think it's easy to find dogwood sticks. So this is like second choice. And then this is the pre-made Christmas green wreath that you can buy at the flower shop. So this is also a good choice, but this is pretty big. I think it will be perfect for your door. So you choose your size, whatever you want to make, it's up to you. Okay, so we're gonna start with our grapevine, our traditional Wave Hill style wreath. And we're gonna start with covering with the greens. Whatever the material you pick, that's fine. Stick to one kind or two kinds. You know, if you want to make just 3 kinds, it will be easy. So the base will be like, I will use the same kind. I don't want to mix it at all, mix it yet. So the first one, you just pick something like this length, about a foot, or maybe less a foot. A small one, like this small, and then this big one. You start with the big one. If it's a grapevine, it's easy to just pick.
all the way, and they stay. And then you just keep continuing the same flow.
So it's better to use larger pieces instead of like a
Yes.
small thing like this.
Start with a big one just to make the wreath first,
Okay.
the shape first.
Mhm.
And then if you see some spaces, and you can use the small one.
Mm.
Small one is easy to stick anywhere you want.
Okay.
So big one, you have to start with a big.
Yeah. Should you, I never know, like, should you go the same like direction or can you like mix it up?
Well, so that will be a different design.
Oh,
So it's like if you just make it all same direction,
okay.
it's really constant and it's very traditional. I think it's nice too.
Okay.
If you want one direction this way, the other direction this way, that's also fine.
Mm.
Or if you want to make just this part only, you don't need to do a whole area. You can choose some part. Maybe I just want to work with this area only. That's also your choice. So you have to picture what you want to make. You want to do asymmetrical or symmetrical.
Mm. I think I'm gonna go with symmetrical.
I think I'm gonna do slightly asymmetrical. That's what I do always. Let's move this one a little bit towards me. I can't see everything. I will show you too.
I ended up picking boxwood for my base. I took some of these home to my apartment, and when they dried out, I noticed that the boxwood dried the nicest. So if I was going to have this hanging on my apartment door in a hallway that's inside instead of on a house door, I wanted it to be able to still look good after a week or so.
Yes, that's a really good choice. And then the boxwood also, it's easy to trim. Yes. That's like sticking out, and if you don't like it, you can easily snip, and it's all good.
Yeah, there's a lot to work with.
Yeah. I hope you're watching and having fun. Okay, here's I'm doing it. I'm just doing at the bottom part right now with one material.
You're really putting a lot in there. So mine's a little loose. So should I make it more denser, I guess?
Yes, and then you also need to look from the side. So the wreath will hang, but it's not only the front part. You can also see the side, this part. So if you add this, if you cover the green with this part too, then it will have a little bit more the thickness.
Okay.
And then it will be fuller and beautiful.
Okay. So when someone's walking down the hallway, they don't see the grapevine.
And then you don't need to see empty spaces on the side.
Okay.
Just be sure to cover whole area.
Got it.
My case is slightly different. I'm not gonna do the all around yet. Because I already made one leaf right behind us, right here. This was all around. I will show it to you right now. So this is symmetrical. I use, what is this? Juniper.
Juniper.
Yeah. I use juniper all around. One direction going this way. And then I added also pine cone. And then this is also
Which one? Oh, that one is
holly tea. And the lotus part right here. 1, 2, 3. So this is like my typical traditional wavy-tailed wreath. Okay, so far, looks good. Don't forget to add this.
Oh, yes, the edges.
It is, yes. It's easy to forget.
So how many wreaths do you end up making during the holiday season? Typically.
It's a hard question. Well, when I was at the flower shop, Christmas wreath making is happening right before Thanksgiving.
Okay, start early.
Yep, and then it's all that balsam, huge balsam leaf, and then I use lots of Christmas floor like this. This shiny stuff for the restaurants and bars and residential area. So this is like really showy, and then it's weatherproof. You can use it indoor, outdoor, whichever you wish. It's very shareable. So these things, if you are adding onto it, it's easy to use glue one. But maybe most of you probably don't have glue gun at home. So what you can do is, you see this, it has a hook with the strings on it. So what you can do is, you have to tie it. So when you tie, you use some single wire. That will be easy. You cut a small piece of wire about this long, and then where the string is, the small part, you go through it, and then you twist it around, and then you just like you cling to it. You tie it with a wire. That will be easy. So this is the second option. When you tie it like this, it's gonna hang. Or, if you have a glue gun, you can put the glue at the end and then press it for a while, maybe 3 seconds, and then just let it go.
There's always so many fun things to
Fun things to use.
build into your wreath.
And we also have this candy cane. So this is also a nice decoration for the wreath too. But this, maybe not for the outdoor. Because it's not weatherproof anyway.
That or you might have some furry visitors.
Yeah, exactly. So, but this one, if you're planning to have some small wreaths in your room, you can just attach it to here. Either you can use raffia or ribbon to just tie it, and then you can tie it with a ribbon too. That's cute. And then otherwise, outdoor, I probably don't recommend it. But this is also pretty cute. It will be fun for the kids. But most of the apartment building, I think you do it indoor wreath. So I think you can use that one too. But right now, what we have is so many natural materials. Pine cone. I may use this one again. You might use something. Oh, there you go.
How do you think I'm looking?
It is good. That's good. Yeah.
Do I need more of the size you think I'm good for?
Good. Okay, now I think that you have to find either second material to add on.
Okay.
Like different texture. Maybe some cedar.
Yeah, that's what I had my eye on those.
Yeah, incense cedar. It has a beautiful yellow flower. Is it flower?
Yeah, flower buds.
Yeah, flower bud. So it adds the colors and texture. It'll be fun. Or you may use blueberries just to show some different touches. It's all up to her. It's your creativity.
What do you think you're going to use for yours?
I'm still thinking, but probably I'm gonna add some poly
Mhm.
and maybe dogwood. I don't know how to use it, but probably I may use something wild.
Go crazy.
I go crazy, yes.
Alright. So when I insert my secondary foliage, I shouldn't fill the whole thing, right? Should
You don't need
little
to,
sections.
well, you don't need to fit it up everything.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't need to be all the same. You can do one part here, one part here. You can do grouping too.
Mhm.
So choose whichever visually appeals to you.
Okay.
Like a grouping of theater here, maybe different the various groupings here.
Mhm.
It's fun too.
Yeah, play with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so should I, because I've stuck a lot of stuff, boxwood into my grapevine. Should I hot glue it in or just, will it stay in as it ages?
If it's really hard to stay in,
Mm-hmm.
you can tie it with a wire.
Okay.
Like same goes to this is our wire. You won't be able to see it, but you can tie the material like this. Okay. And you will be able to attach it.
Got it.
But you have to go
through.
around. Yeah.
Oh, go around, don't go through.
Yeah.
Okay. So you gotta make sure it's long enough.
Yeah. So it should be long enough to go around the leaf
Okay.
and then tie it.
Kind of like weave it through your base
Yeah.
layer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Looking good. Maybe maybe I think I should do some color. Each has a really beautiful red berry. If you have a basket, you can cut your material. That's also kind of fun, and it's really handmade from your home. I think that's really interesting. But don't cut neighbors' plant.
And I think would your local florist carry supplies like this time of year?
Yes, definitely they will have material until Christmas Eve.
Okay.
If you go there early, you have more choice to pick, and I think you can get a deal out of it too. Just tell them what you like. You want red berries or holly, or they also have ilex berry, which is just the red berries. That would be cute too, but it may fall off.
As it dries.
Yeah, but holly will usually stays like this, so I think it might be pretty hot. And some people love to use fresh fruit too. Like you know those princess apple, like small apple.
Oh, okay.
There's a mini apple. Really good for few days, definitely. So if you want to use the fruit, just use a day before Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So that you can keep the fresh maybe after Christmas a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But don't do it right now, but it's gonna rush.
I think it would be fun to know, people that are watching here in the chat, to tell us what kind of greens that you have at home that you plan on using.
Yeah,
We'd love to hear that.
that's very true. Okay, yes, you.
Some of mine are flopping over. So this cedar is a little floppy.
If you don't like the fluffy stuff, you can also secure it with a wire.
Okay.
but you have to cut the wire really long word.
Yeah, I was noticing that when I was trying to wire it before. I was like, I need a really long one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm noticing some holes in my boxwood as I go through, so hopefully I have a lot here to work with.
Yeah, the flowers and the people can start to see the difference between us. So this is floral, and this is only partial. You see the difference?
You can really like tell a difference in texture too.
Yeah, it's maybe hard to see.
Come a little
here we go.
closer.
This is my first time webinar, so I don't know how far you can see this material, but we try our best. So this is the plastic gold leaf. It has really nice and shiny. So it adds very cheerful the color into the leaf. Let's see where should I put? Maybe here. This is a really good material to accentuate the leaf. Okay. One here.
Oh, that's really lovely.
Yeah, you can see it through the camera. Shiny.
That really pops, yeah.
And the basket.
I'm gonna incorporate some of these. They're a little dark, but they're like a metallic fake foliage.
Yeah. So holiday is always like cheerful. And I love using a lot of color. Gold, red, so nice to see it. Here. I'm just gonna do this way. Maybe up here too.
So I know when we started, our pieces were pretty big. Should the pieces that are secondary and tertiary to our base foliage, should they be smaller?
You mean
Like smaller, because like we started with like these big pieces to build our base. Should everything after that be smaller?
it all depends. You can still use the big one too. If you're able to just push it through and you can make the shape. But just the smaller pieces, it's easy to adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we're getting we're getting to a point where we need a bow, right?
Yes. Okay. Now, for the gold, I think I'm gonna do, since I have greens and gold, I'm gonna use here. Nice green, velvet, and the outside is gold. So this has a two sides. So it's really tricky to make a bow like this, but if I can do it, you can do it too.
I'm gonna try my hardest.
Okay. So
And our ribbon has wire in it, which
Yeah.
is helpful.
So making bow, the key is wired ribbon. If it doesn't have any wire, it's gonna be floppy and you will be unhappy about it. So if you want to purchase the wire ribbon at Michael's, maybe I think they have plenty of different kinds of ribbons. So you can make the bow like this. So here, this is my front. So this is my back. So when I hold the bow, the ribbons, first you make, well, maybe I think I would do this much. Okay, so this is my one, how do you call it? One loop. Half loop like this thick, maybe I think about 6-7 inches, maybe.
Okay. And then this tail, that's what will be
Yeah.
left when we're finished.
So yeah, so
Okay.
this is the tail length. At the tail, it's up to you. Long and short, it could be longer or it could be shorter. But I kind of like just medium size of tail. So I'm just gonna hang it like this. So since I have a back and front and back, I will do holding this and I will twist, showing the back part first. You see it? Green and the gold. Yeah. And then after that, you fold backwards and then you clip, you're gonna put your the thumb to hold the middle. Yes,
Okay.
like this.
All right.
And then when you hold it, you have to another one. Twist around and then show the other side. And then you fold it again. Like this.
And each loop should be the same length?
Yes, same length. So right now, I'm showing green and the green. So I'm gonna twist in the middle and I hold it with my index finger and the thumb. So this is the hard bit.
More and more loops.
Yeah. So you can make maybe at least two, four loops as a beginner. And if you get used to it, then you can go more than 4.
So here, I'll stick with 4 then.
Yeah.
It's easy to make the loops,
Easy
but
to
I
make.
assume it's gonna get a little harder.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, oh, and then you have to redo it again because your middle, the index finger and the thumb, you may just loosen up a little bit and everything goes backwards again maybe. But
So keep a tight grip.
keep it tight, but you can, it's loose enough to twist, but tight enough to hold it.
Got it.
Okay, so this is my bow. So when you decide the length, you will cut the ribbon a little bit.
So when I cut it, should my tails match, or do I want a little extra because I'm gonna have to loop around or something? Right now she's loops in my hand.
Yeah, it's all up to you. I don't really use anything in the middle. So I do usually is this is the size of my bow, and I'm gonna do wire or strings, whichever you wish. Let's see what I can do. Maybe this will be easy to show. So this is our wire, and I'm gonna cut about pretty long, about this pretty long size of wire.
Okay.
And the holding index and thumb, you gonna grab the wire and you will just squeeze it. Squeeze right in the middle.
Okay, so hold on. I have my wire.
Yeah, and then you twist and a twist and a twist.
Okay, so I have it folded in half.
Yeah, hold it in half,
Put it over.
put it in the middle, yes.
Okay.
And you grab it
Yeah.
and then twist and twist.
Twist and twist.
Yes,
Okay.
tighten up. There you go.
Okay. So free hands. The wire's what's holding it together.
Yes. So once you've got the wire, then you can change the ribbon. You can form the ribbons as you wish. Because it has a wire, it's easy to make some movement.
I'm gonna do something wild and fold my tail over it so it has a cute little
Yeah.
nose.
So she did the tails to be in the middle. And then I didn't use it, but you see, it just like it clings it. it's good to have a middle too. If I want to make a bow, make a middle, you can just do, this is really white ribbon, so I use to half the ribbon, just fold the half, fold the ribbon in half, and put it in the middle, like this, and then you can tie it, and then you can make the center. But I usually don't do it. I don't know why, but I kind of like this way. I just see, I'm gonna use it as it is to my wreath. Okay, from front. Now,
You can put bows in a variety of locations, right? Like top,
Yeah.
bottom, put it on the side.
so I decided to put it in the middle. Right here, let's see.
And this is why it's important to have a very long wire or tie, right?
Yeah. So you can actually do the bow in the middle, or you bow in some side right here. But for some reason, I think that I like today in top a little bit. It's a big bow. It's nice to have something big in the middle, and the wire just move it around. Okay. There we go. But was it clear to see the bow? I hope people get it. It's hard to show, not in a person workshop, but this was easy to, probably easy to see front and the back. I will just do it again, maybe, just slowly. It's only, the most important part is the first part. You make the loop like this, twist, hold. You see the back part of ribbons, and then you fold it back. Fold it back, and then you see this gold part, twist, and then you see it, and another folding, and a twist in the middle, and the fold it back. It's the practice. You probably have a lot of time to practice, and if you are still confused, then you can get ribbon anywhere you want, or the easiest ribbon maybe it's gonna be, if you don't care about the front and back, just keep folding. You see this, keep folding, and another folding, no twist, keep folding, and you see the gold part, green part, it doesn't matter. You see, if the twisting is hard for you, and if you don't care the gold part and the green part, you can do this way too. And then you can twist, you can tie it around, and then you can do another one to add. Well, which is like kind of crazy.
So two different ribbons.
Two different ribbons, and then you put it together.
That's
Like-
what you did with your example
Like this.
one.
Yeah.
You used two different shades of red, I noticed.
Yeah. So you do
Great.
one thing like this, you make another one. So maybe another one has gold this side and the green this side. I hope you get it.
I think so, yeah, and so this video will be available on the website. You should be able to pause and play it, so
Yeah.
you can repeat it as much as you need. It sounds like practice
Yeah.
makes perfect.
Perfect bow.
Yeah.
This is the only problem for everybody. I know it.
So we got a lot of questions coming in, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna read some out loud, and Hanako or I will answer them. Let's see. So some people were wondering why you only filled half your wreath with your grapevine wreath with greens.
Well, that's my point. I don't really like, maybe this is like Japanese culture, but Japanese art, Japanese way of seeing the art. Asymmetrical and empty space is just like for you to just think about something. Like it's a pose, like you don't need to cover whole thing. I only want to focusing on this part.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just imagination, it's a void. That's my point of view of seeing art. Like, I don't need to fill it. It doesn't need to be full. It's just like a partial, but it adds a beauty in the wreath. And you just show a little minimalistic beauty in some part, and I'm good.
That's really beautiful. I've heard that before with bonsai design, that the space between the limbs, or in this case, the showing of the grapevine wreath is just as beautiful as.
And then I love seeing the grapevine's beauty as it is too. Like, just showing off this vine. I think it's beautiful too. The texture, the greens textures and the vines texture, and the nature of beauty. That's how the nature it is. Like naked trees, some greens in the woods. I think that's the part of art.
So you really love Wave Hill in the winter.
Oh yes.
It's a great time to visit.
Absolutely.
All right, so our next question, people were wondering how long the greens last. And so I think it depends on what green you use.
Yeah, it all depends on which type of green. Most of the greens what we have today, it should be okay until Christmas.
Okay.
Like cedars, holly like this. Holly may change the color.
You mentioned the berries may fall off.
Yeah, may fall off. Yeah. But cedars and these, it should be okay until Christmas time. But it gets kind of crunchy.
Would it help if they spritz it with water? Does that help?
It may help, but it may change the colors too.
Like make your ribbon run or.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's better to do it later, but not too late. Well, so the Christmas is
it's in about like 20 days or so.
20 days. Yeah, like 10 days before might be the best for the fresh wreath. But it doesn't really matter. I think it's gonna just stay as it is, and if you touch it or if you drop it, it will break. But it's gonna stay. Boxwood for sure.
Yep.
Yes.
And it depends on if they have it outside. If it's outside, it will probably last longer.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
Yes.
So let's see. Oh, someone asked if we need to spray the wreath. We covered that organically. What gauge of wire do you use to tie the branches in the grapevine? So this floral wire is very thin. Let's see, like it's about the thickness of a couple of hairs together. So it's pretty thin, very flexible. If you use hemp twine, or you can use any sort of material, string, yarn, whatever you want to use. But it will 26 gauge wire is the typical floral wire if you want to purchase that online or at your local craft store. But like we said, you can use whatever you want to attach. All right, next question. Okay. Does the sap drop off? How do you protect the door or table when you're making your design? There is a certain type of soap that you can use if you do get sap on places.
And I also heard that nail polish remover.
Oh, okay, like acetone.
Yes, that is good for your fabric, like your sweater or your clothes.
Okay.
When you just soak it in the liquid,
Mm-hmm.
then I think it's gonna be dissolved, and then you have to wash it with a soap.
Okay.
I did that several times, and it worked pretty good.
Got it. Yeah, because you're probably used to getting it all over
Yeah,
yourself.
I
the
get
pine
all the
sap
stickies.
and if you get it on a table, acetone works. There's also Goo Gone works pretty well, and
I
there's
think so.
a soap that has a pumice in it, so it's a little scritchy, and that helps with some friction to rub it off.
Right.
Let's see, if you have it on your door though, I guess you could put plastic behind it if you want, or
Door.
to prevent it from getting on your door.
Door. Yeah, I don't really know, honestly.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of things you can do, but let us know how it goes.
If there's things we don't know.
Our next question is wondering, when is the best time to harvest vines or bittersweet? So
Bittersweet.
interesting thing about bittersweet is that it's an invasive, so it's
Yeah.
always a good time to remove it. But
Exactly.
if you like it for the berries, so the berries, they're red
Yeah.
with yellow.
Yellow, the shell.
Yup, around it.
So if you don't want to make a mess, don't harvest when they are still yellow. Because as they just dry up, the yellow shell will pop it up and showing the orange part, and the yellow shell will be falling off.
Oh, okay, so that never stays on.
Yeah, never stays on.
Okay.
It looks beautiful, but it's gonna all shed,
Mm-hmm.
the yellow part will be disaster.
Temporary.
Yeah. So if you want to use only the vine, you can take off all the berries off. But if you don't mind some, falling off the berries and stuff, the orange berry will be perfectly great.
Yeah.
And they are very flexible.
Oh, good
So,
for
yeah,
weaving.
good for the weaving. And then this is like the grapevine, the bittersweet, that's the best material to just create your own wreath base. And also this dogwood, if it's fresh, it's just like it's really, really flexible. See how easy it is? So it's easy to make round shape like this. And then you tie it with a wire and then create, like a very not formal round shape. That's also great, like that I did. Like this is like really wild weave, but it's also fun. It doesn't need to be all around.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like natural.
Yeah.
And then you can use some Christmas ball, or if it's indoor, you can hang the candy cane. It's fun to play with.
And it's so natural, this and the grapevine one, that you could probably use it for other seasons or other
Yeah.
purposes, right?
Yeah, like dogwood, red Twig dogwood is perfect for Valentine's Day too.
Bend it into a heart shape.
Yes, so one here and then another one here. It's gonna be a heart shape. There you go.
Perfect. All right, so someone was asking to list the greens again. So we'll do that at the end. We'll definitely relist everything nice and slow. We'll also have it typed up in the description maybe in case people are wondering. And then people are wondering how much is the kit for sale. So
This.
yeah, you can get all the materials, the natural materials that we shared in the shop. Let's see, an 18-inch grapevine base, which is what we were working on, is $10. And then you can get a bunch of greens, which is everything we were working with today, for about $8 each. We would recommend probably 2 bundles is what you would need. Like I used a lot, but I did my whole wreath. If you're gonna do what Hanako did, this minimalistic approach, you may only need 1 bunch. Let me just go through our greens again. We have boxwood. Let's see, we have holly. We have a variety of junipers and cedars. So we have the incense cedar, which has those little yellow flower buds. We have some just green ones. This is what was it? Arborvitae. Arborvitae. We're all learning here. Let's see. Oh, we have some magnolia, which are the largest leaves that you may see in the collection of greens. And then we have a very interesting looking one, which is China fir. And there may be some other things thrown in there, but that's pretty much what's in the collection. And then we also have the dogwood, the red twig dogwood. You can buy it as a bundle for $15. They come really tall, so as tall as me and Hanako. And so, like Hanako was pointing out, you can do so many things with it.
So this is like really fun things to do. So I think if you're very creative, you'll be so appreciate this one too.
Let's see, do we have any other questions? Oh, so I should point out, of course, that the greens that you're buying from the shop, they're all cut from Wave Hill, from the grounds. Let's see, are there any other questions? Okay, no more questions right now, but if you ever do have any, feel free to email Wave Hill. Someone will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Hanako, for coming in.
And thank you so much for being a partner today.